All right. Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome to this live. And, a bit late, but, better late than never. So, we want to have a quick conversation about, what promises to be an exciting meet tomorrow in Kingston, Jamaica. All right. So, it's the Racers Grand Prix. And yes, we have some top athletes, from Jamaica and the rest of the world who will be performing, participating, and we are anticipating, a lot of excitement. And so we want to have that conversation, and also we're inviting you to be a part of this conversation as well by participating in the live chat and also by calling the WhatsApp number, which we'll have on screen in a little bit. So, welcome, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, listener, subscriber, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. All right. And if you're new to the space, welcome, welcome, welcome. Voices in Education is a safe space where we share and learn from each other. We do that in a respectful way to ensure that we are maintaining our safe community. All right. So we don't bash anyone. We don't belittle anyone. We don't disrespect anyone. And, we share our views. And again, in a respectful way, we understand that, we have different perspectives, and that's okay. There is so much richness in diversity. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. And again, just want to talk about, the Racers Grand Prix and, specifically what will be happening and, what are your expectations too? Would love to hear from you. So welcome. And as you enter, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button as well. I suspect that perhaps Ruren will join me at some point, all right, during this conversation. So hopefully he gets here. But I guess a big part to start is the fact that, Noah Lyles is looking to break a record in Jamaica. And so that's an interesting point, that we perhaps want to talk about in this context. So let us go to some music and we'll definitely be right back. And we're going to start by talking about, Noah Lyles, looking to break a record in Jamaica. What record will he be breaking? We want to talk about, Lyles. We want to talk about Lyles and so much more. So stick and stay with us, guys. We'll be right back. Let's just go to some music and please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. All right. Hello, hello, and welcome. If you're just tuning in, we're just going to do a quick one here regarding the Racers Grand Prix, and would definitely love to hear from you. And I guess the first thing that we want to talk about is Noah Lyles. And I just want to make it clear that Lyles is planning, all right, on breaking the, let me see, the record that is set at the National Stadium in Jamaica by Johan Blake at a time of 9.75 seconds, all right? And this time was done back in 2012, all right, at the national championship. So I just want to start there and to be clear that the record that Niles is looking to break is the one that is set at the national stadium. I guess kind of like a meeting record. And that is set by Johan Blake back in 2012 at the national championships, and that time is 9.75 seconds. All right, so Lyle's personal best in the 100 meters is 9.83 seconds. And we saw him win gold at the World Athletics Championships, last year. And so, Niles would love to have, I suspect, a PR, a personal record PB, at the National Stadium tomorrow. And I guess trying to go to 9.75 seconds. And that is something that he's willing to do. In the context of that 100 meters, Lyles will face competition from Oblique Civil of Jamaica, Zarnel Hughes of the UK, and also Ferdinand Omaniala of Kenya. All right, so it's a very, very good field. And so we'll definitely see what happens. And so I would love to hear from you. The WhatsApp number is on screen. In this context, do you believe that Lyles is going to set a new record at the National Stadium tomorrow? All right. So will we see that record? Would love to hear from you in this context. So let me see if I can find a little clip here. Can I? Just for you to get some context here. And let me see if I have my thing all set. So let's try this. Let's go to this clip. All right, guys, just trying to get this all loud and clear for you. And let's try this again.
In this last one for me, you're running at the Racers Grand Prix in the Saints' backyard. Yeah. How special would it be to put on a special time in the National Stadium? As I was going through the hallways last year, they're walking us through the tunnels in the back alleyway. I've done that tons of times for brand new stadiums and Oregon and New York. But as I was going through there, I was like, oh wow. Usain Bolt has come through this tunnel, Johan Blake has come through this tunnel, Asama Powell, Nesta Carter, and they've, dropped crazy times on this track. It's like, all right, I want to add my name to that list. And I've done it in the 200. It's like, okay, now I want to do it in the 100. I want to prove that I'm a doubler. I got the championships for it. I want to continue that reign.
All right, so there you heard heard it from Lyles himself. And so what I'm getting from what he's saying here is that he's gonna try and come and get that 9.75, tomorrow, or at least lower than that. All right. So what he's saying, shoot for the stars, aim for the moon. I'd love to see a PR tomorrow, and the times I've been seeing in training and the season suggest I will PR tomorrow. All right. So would love to hear from you. Give us a call. All right. And let us definitely talk. So while we're anticipating some calls or some, messages in the chat, since we're on Noah, I just want to go to some other aspects that he shared as well. And I believe that is definitely important to this conversation. And in particular, how we view, track and field, specifically our athletes, and just to understand that, they're human and understanding that side, and, the struggles that, they may go through from time to time. As we would say, life is life, and it's not just for one of us, it's for all of us. And sometimes we just need to remember that and ensure that, we're giving them the space and the grace, that they need. But let us go to another clip here from Lyles, and let us try and get that up for you.
The media, she's not. You're all kidded out in Jamaica. Yeah. Talk to me about that. I mean, how big is the Jamaican influence on you? So, my girlfriend, Janelle Broomfield, she saw that the kit on the Adidas website probably about 2-3 weeks ago. And she was like, oh, we all got to get the kit because, she's going to be here. And, my pops is probably going to come down with her during Olympic trials, just to have somebody, close by. And she's like, we all got to have our kits. And she's like, well, we should go down and matching gear. So, I got mine. And since she doesn't like the media, she's not here. So you can't see her physically. But she also has hers. We're going to be, doing a podcast with Asafa today. So we're going to be wearing matching. You'll be able to see it there. Give me a sense of the difference between competing here in Jamaica and competing at home in terms of the energy that you get. Yeah, I'd say, especially in the U.S., you have to pick and choose your places where you're going to run at. If you go to Eugene, Oregon, of course, they're going to turn out a good crowd for Prefontaine and for U.S. championships. But they're mostly a distance, involved love. Of course, they love all the events, but really distance. I'll go to New York, but all the other, cities, it's like, you might get something good, you might not. It's a very coin flip, unless it's the Olympics. Mm-hmm. When you go to Jamaica, I tell everybody, you're treated like a freaking rock star. Like it's nothing that you're gonna get anywhere else. Like all of a sudden, people know who you are, and they're giving favors for you, and just like they act like you're freaking Will Smith or something. And I'm like, goodness gracious! I came here. Me and Janelle were here, last year in October, late October, and we were just here for 3 days. And I went to the hotel, and once they figured out who I was, and it was like, oh no, you can't stay in that room. You got to stay in this room. I'm just like, it's just 3 days. It's like, no, you got to stay here. You got to stay here. I'm just like, oh wow, like I'm not used to that treatment.
The talk about world records, it's high there. So your friend gets into the conversation.
You're all kidded out in Jamaica. Yeah.
All right, so there you have another clip there from Noah. And what is Noah saying? Noah is sharing that when he's in Jamaica, he's treated like a rock star. And, that kind of bring, I guess, a lot into this conversation for some of us. Max Morgan, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, guys, as you pop in, please remember to hit the like button the share button and the subscription button, and give me a call. It's lonely on this side. Would love to hear your voice, and just to let us know, what are you expecting, tomorrow, or which event are you anticipating, what are some of your expectations? Would love to hear from you. So that was Noah there, and then I'm just going to go to this other clip from Noah, where he speaks about his struggle with depression and I guess why athletics does not hold prominence in the US. All right, and so that is definitely something that we would want to hear, and understanding from an athlete's standpoint, the fact that they too struggle. So let us just go to this clip, and then we can start up the conversation, I suppose. All right. So a little bit of moment while I get this one ready for you.
Get over depression at all. Catching it early is the greatest thing that you can do. And then once you catch it, making sure that you're getting as much help as possible. The longer you let it fester, the worse it can become until it gets to a point where it's irreversible. Of course, that can take quite a few years to get to, but if you ignore it for too long, that will be your situation. And for me, it was catching it quick, and being able to catch it quick meant that I could, get on my antidepressant medication and then come off of it, a few months down the line. I wasn't on it for longer than a year, and thankfully, I was able to say, okay, let's now get back to that energetic person that I am. And keeping family and who I want in my circle very, very close to me was extremely important as well, and it helped me get back faster and faster. You've been very vocal in the sport, especially at the last World Championships where you did really, really well. You and Shakiri are basically the face of the sport these days. Why do you think the sport has not gained as much traction in your home country as it is? We just watched Oslo yesterday with a packed stadium. Yeah. We hardly see that in the US anymore. What do you think that is, and why does it continue to be that way from your perspective? I don't feel that track and field plays the game that the US market plays. The US market is a capitalist society. And what that means is that whoever is generating the most excitement, the most hype, the most marketing for their product, they get the attention. If they're doing the networking, they get the attention. If they are, making sure that everybody is, well paid off and everybody's getting what they want out of the project, they get the attention. Track and field is not playing the game of the US capitalist market system. And because of that, we're not reaping the benefits. It's a lot easier to do that in Europe because they have a strong bond through history. The U.S. doesn't care so much about history. They care about what have you done for me lately. And in Dragon Field, we just don't play that game when it comes to the marketing side. So I don't feel that it will gain that traction unless we play that game. And that can just be if you want to just play that game.
All right, so Noah Lyles there talking about, again, going through, his struggle with, depression, and also, why athletics does not hold prominence in the US. So we'd definitely love to hear from you again. Noah Lyles is going for that 9.75 seconds set by Johan Blake back in 2012. All right, so he's trying to do a PR tomorrow, and he believes he can. What says you? Would definitely love to hear from you in this context as well. So welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, would love to hear from you. Give us a quick call and, let us know who you would like to see and what do you believe is going to happen at the Racers Grand Prix. I've accessed the entry list and going back there, not able to see, but I'm gonna try my best to find, and perhaps let me just see. I'm gonna try to get back in to see, what. But I can tell you, we should see long jump based on what I'm seeing here for men, 400-meter hurdles for women, discus throw for men, 400-meter final women, 400-meter final men, high jump men, 200 women, triple jump men, 200 men, 100-meter hurdles women, 110 men, and 100 women, and 100 meters final men. So absolutely, that one is going to close things off. And in that one, we should see, a very good lineup there. Lyles, Darnell Hughes is going to be in that one, and Omaniala of Kenya will be in that one as well. All right, so, and of course, how could I miss this one? Oblique Seville will definitely be in this one. Will we see something special from Seville? All right, would love to hear from you. In the 100 meters, right, for women, Julian Alfred is going to be there, Alana Reed, and I remember John, I believe, from St. Lucia. We were talking, was it when we were doing the Oslo perhaps? And one of the questions regarding Julian was perhaps, if she should perhaps, take it a little bit easy right now, seeing that she's already qualified for the Olympic Games. And, we're going to see her tomorrow. And I suspect that she's going to do very well tomorrow as well. Perhaps, give us a good time there in Jamaica, and so wondering if she's doing too much at this point. All right. So would definitely love to hear from you in that context as well. So I'm just checking here just to get back some information for you to share. And let me see. All right, guys, comment in the chat. Oh, Max Morgan saying Lyles breaking the record would be an amazing achievement. So the 9.75 seconds, I suspect there for sure. That would be fantastic. We should also see in the 110-meter hurdles for men, Ansa Parchment and Broadbell. All right, so would love to see that, and see where Parchment is, as well as Rashid. Guys, I'm still checking here for you. And let me see what I can find. All right, still checking, still checking, still checking. And I'm not able to get back that information, which is quite unfortunate. But let me just try something else. Let's see something else here. So as you should know, the event is going to start at about 7 p.m. Jamaica time tomorrow. All right, so that's the thing. All right, so we should see Antonia Watson, the reigning 400 meters champion. All right, world champion. Let me make that clear in Budapest. All right, we should see Antonio, and perhaps we'll see him up against Dimish Gay, Zadrian Barnes, and Javon Francis. All right, and we spoke about Lyles. All right, going up against, the likes of Seville, Hughes, of course, there in that one and others. So I believe Adrian Golson will be in that one. And in the 200 meters, it looks like we'll have Jareem Richards. All right, Brendan Rodney, Nigel Ellis, and perhaps Brian Level. All right, in the 110 hurdles, all right, we should see Answer Parchment, and I believe Broadbell will be there. Looks like Trey Cunningham, Tyler Mason, and Damian Thomas. All right, we'll see how that goes. In the 100 meters hurdles for women, we should see Akira Nugent, Megan Tapper, Yannick Thompson, and the world indoor champion, Devine Charlton of the Bahamas. All right, so we should see an exciting run there. And in the men's 400-meter hurdles, I know we'll have Rashawn Clark in that world under 20 record holder. All right, and so we'll see Rashawn Clark there for sure. So I'm just checking here to see what else I can get for you. So those are some of the athletes for sure that we're going to see. And I'm just waiting I'm not sure why I'm not seeing the list anymore, guys, but it is what it is. So just wandering here, but let me try this. Let me try this. Perhaps I'm there now, and hopefully this one holds up. All right. So in the long jump, all right, we should see Rami Joseph, all right, so Sean D. Thompson, Laquan, all right, and Isaiah Holmes, Tajay Gale, William Williams, and Emmanuel Archibald. All right, so that's the long jump. And let's go to the 400-meter hurdles for women. Looks like Bianca Stubler, and hopefully this is correct. Let me just, it looks to be that. All right, of the USA, Yannick K. Smith, Turks and Caicos, perhaps. Rhonda White of Jamaica, Gianna Woodruff, Panama, Cheyenne Salmon, Jamaica, Cassandra Tate, USA, Tia Adana Bell, Barbados, and Deshe Wise, USA. All right, so let me go to one of the popular events that we're looking forward to just to test this thing, if it is indeed working. All right, so the final, the 100 meters, all right, the list that we have here, Taekwondo Tracy, all right, and the Puma athlete, PB 9.96, season best 10.15. We should see Kendall Williams of the USA, so Taekwondo of Jamaica, Kendall Williams of the USA, PB 9.93, season best 9.93. Oblique, PB 9.86 of Jamaica. All right, racers. Zarnel Hughes of Great Britain, 9.83 PB. Noah Lyles, PB 9.83 and season best 10.01. All right, Ferdinand Omaniala, PB 9.77, season best 9.98. And Hadrian Goldston of Jamaica, the Ferdinand of Kenya, Hadrian 9.94 PB, season best 10.10. And then we should see Josephus Lyles, PB 10.03, season best 10.14. And I believe Josephus is Noah's brother. All right. So he'll be in that 100 meters as well. So the Lyles brothers will be running in that 100 meters. All right. So just to let you know that that's pretty much the list there for the 100 meters as we have it. All right, so let's take a look at some of the other events that we should see. The 400-meter hurdles for women. Oh, I believe I did this one already. And the discus throw for men. All right, we should see Chad and Hendricks of Jamaica and Shaquille Selburn of Dunn of Jamaica, Andrew Evans of the USA, Chad Wright, so Chad Dimitri Wright of Jamaica, and we should see Reggie Jaggers of the USA, Travis Michael of Jamaica, and Alex Rose. All right, so we should see those athletes in the discus throw there for men. The 400 meters final for men. Let me see. Is it the flat 400? All right, it looks like it's the flat 400. I'm not sure I'm seeing Rashawn's Clark name here, but let's go. We should see Javon Francis, all right, Rashawn Clark. So Javon Francis, Rashawn Clark of Jamaica, Zandrian Barnes of Jamaica, Emmanuel Bam Nideli of Nigeria, Dimish Gay of Jamaica, Antonio Watson of Jamaica, Champion Allison of USA, Champion Allison of the USA, and Elijah Goodwin of the USA. So we should see those 8 athletes based on this information here. And let's go over to the high jump for men. What I am seeing here, we should see the Django Lovett of Canada, Devon Tavis Hill of USA, Raymond Richards of Jamaica, Sean Miller of the Bahamas, Christoph Bryan of Jamaica, Roberta Vilches of Mexico, Lushane Wilson of Jamaica, Tejaswin Shankar of India, and Donald Thomas of the Bahamas. All right, so that's the high jump for men. Now over to the 200 meters for women. We should see Kashika Cameron of Jamaica, Jodian Williams of Jamaica, Kennedy Blackman of the USA, Ashanti Moore of Jamaica, Candice Hill of the USA, Lani Taylor Thomas of Jamaica, and Tasia Chandler of the USA. All right, we should see those women. And the triple jump for men, we should see Damon Williams of Guyana, Malik Cunningham of Jamaica, Taiwan Kulma of the Bahamas, Jahai of, is this Bermuda perhaps? O'Brien Wassom of Jamaica, Chris Carter of USA, Jordan Scott of Jamaica, and Jaden Hibbert of Jamaica. All right, so we should see those athletes. And what's the next event? The 200 meters for men. We should see Shamar Horatio of Guyana, Nigel Ellis of Jamaica, Javari Thomas of Jamaica, Ian Carr of Bahamas, Brendan Rodney of Canada, Jareem Richards of Trinidad and Tobago, and this looks like Udodi, all right, of Nigeria, and Brian Level of Jamaica. So that's the 200 meters final for men. And let's go to the 100-meter hurdles for women. We should see Amoy Brown of Jamaica, Crystal Morrison of Jamaica, Callie Bonds of the USA, Devine Charlton of the Bahamas, Yannick Thompson of Jamaica, Megan Tapper of Jamaica, and Michelle Harrison of Canada. All right, and then over to the 110-meter hurdles for men. We should see Odario Phillips of Jamaica, Michael Dixon of the USA, Orlando Bennett of Jamaica, Trey Cunningham of the USA, Rashid Broadbell of Jamaica, Freddie Crittenden of the USA, Tyler Mason of Jamaica, and Robert Dunning of the USA. And over to the women's 100 meters final. So we should see Tina Clayton of Jamaica, and Tina's PB 10.95, season best 11.20. Crystal Slowly of Jamaica, PB 11.09, and season best 11.09. And that was set, recently there in Jamaica. Julian Alfred of St. Lucia, PB 10.81, season best 10.93, and Alana Reed, PB 10.92, season best 11.09. All right, and then Micaiah Briscoe, PB 10.96, season best 11 flat 00. Stasha Forbes, PB 10.96, season best 11.11. And Kemba Nelson, PB 10.88, season best 11.12. And rounding things off here, Ramona Burchell, PB 11.03, and season best 11.26. So those are the lineups that we have for tomorrow. So I believe Ruren, you're here. Hello, and welcome. Talk to me.
Hello, Natasha Lee. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm not doing too badly myself. Great athletes there. I'm hearing you mentioning in terms of who will be performing tomorrow, and that sounds awesome. And the fact that Noah Lyles is planning on breaking some record there, that's also adding to the ambiance of this event. So just for clarity, um what record is he after in terms of, is it a meet record that he's going after? Or he's going to break Yassine's 9.58?
Good question. It's not the 9.58. It's more like a meet record. So Johan Blake back in 2012 ran the fastest time, I guess, at the National Stadium, 9.75. And so that time is still the time. So I get the sense that, he has seen these guys from Jamaica, over at different tracks, setting time. So I guess he's just trying to do the same in Jamaica tomorrow. So the thing is, if he goes below 9.75, then he will be setting also, a personal record.
Understand. So stakes are high for that 100 meters event for Mr. Noah Lyles there. But it's good to dream, and let's see what will happen tomorrow. This time we'll have the results and say, he told us or it didn't happen. So just want to wish him all the best. He seemed to be having a ball in Jamaica, though, based on the clips
Oh,
that you.
absolutely. It seems that way. And he shared to Ruren that, in Jamaica, he's treated like a rock star. Ruren?
Yeah, I'm still here. That's good to hear that he is getting some wonderful treatment here, and and I guess probably that's why he wants to leave his mark here in terms of that time. But whenever we have public figures, athletes and persons from overseas going into the into Jamaica and experiencing the culture, and they are able to represent well, that augurs well for the country in terms of tourism, and just for other athletes to come into the country and have a good time on and off the track. I saw a few pictures of Asafa Powell and Mr. Justin Gatlin too. So,
Yeah.
the Americans are having a good time here in Jamaica, and it's good to see smiles on their faces.
Yeah, fantastic. So with the 100 meters, Ruren, I'm going to put you on the spot in terms of Noah Lyles and Seville. Do you believe that we are going to see a fantastic run from Oblique tomorrow?
Well, I'm not sure what to expect from Oblique, to be honest. But let me put it this way: based on the talent that he has, if he gets a good race in, it should be a very competitive race and a pretty quick race as well. So I'm hoping that he can get everything all aligned. And the fact that he will be running against the likes of Noah Lyles, then that should give him an extra pep in his step as well. So I'm wishing him all the best,
Well,
and hopefully.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that tomorrow will be his season opener for the 100. So give and take. Perhaps we might not see the best of Seville. You could almost quote me on that, but don't. I believe that tomorrow will be his first run of the season.
Understand what you're saying. So the stakes are high. So let's see exactly what will happen here. And it's good to get an idea where, the top Jamaican male athletes are as it relates to the sprint as well. Oblique has always, been on and around, and has represented himself pretty well in the on the international, in the international arena. So I'm hoping that he'll continue to build on that, success that he has had. If my memory serves me well, in the World Championship, he was the only male that made it to the final, I think, or semifinal. So he has been performing, and
Not so
hopefully.
sure about that, but I believe he was like in the fourth spot. I don't know, but we could double check that. I don't want to say I know about that, so let me just put that out.
Yeah, well, hopefully he'll continue to do well. Lots of talent there, and a good field for him to test himself. As you mentioned earlier, he might be opening his season here. So lots to check out. Lots to observe, and lots to probably change going forward to improve his efficiency in that 100 meters race.
All right. So, in the context of what we have been seeing on the women's side, in when we look at Jamaican athletes, and let's just say the 100, so male and female. Do you believe that we are just off to a sluggish start in terms of, season openers and, preparation for the Olympics? Are you feeling confident that, athletes are going to do well, or the athletes that perhaps, we have on our minds? So, we're going to see them doing well at the trial, the national trials, and, moving forward to the Olympic Games. How do you feel about that this year, this season? Ren, not sure you're still here, not hearing you.
Yes, Dr. Philly, just to answer your question, hopefully you hear me now.
Yes, you're good now.
I have been following a little bit closer this year than in previous season. So I'm hoping that, and I'm trusting too that with the experienced coaches that, are in Jamaica, they're working with the athletes. I trust them to get the athletes to peak at the right time as it relates to performing at the trials and also for the Olympic Games. So I'll have to leave a lot of trust there. But personally, seeing a few of the athletes coming out and performing, the likes of Elaine and Sharika, there's a little bit of a question mark in terms of what will happen going forward. But as I said, they are working with experienced coaches, so we look to see what was the plan, and if that could be, if that plan can be executed, and they can go out there and represent themselves in the best possible way that they can. So that's how I would look on it. I'm not sure if they're behind or before because I'm not in that, capacity to speak on that. But, I'm hoping that these athletes will stay fit and be able to be able to represent themselves and the country very well in the Olympic Games.
Wonderful. Is there anything special that you're looking out for tomorrow?
Well, I'm looking out for the record, see how close or if Lyles will be able to pass that, get the better of that record tomorrow. So that's going to be quite a highlight there to see exactly what happens right there. And then, so that's the top thing that I'll be looking out for. I'm looking out for all the supporters that will come out and support the Jamaicans and other athletes as well. It's a star-studded, set of athletes that will be in the national stadium. So it probably is a good idea if you can to just pop by and savor those moments.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And I would like to ask you this, are there any perhaps Jamaican athletes that you would want to see that, are not there?
Well, I don't look on it that way. I look on it and say that once persons are deem themselves being ready and fit to go there, then they will go and perform um, at this meet there, this Jamaican pre meet, so Grand Prix meet. So I'm not too disappointed. I would love to see more of the top athletes, probably Elaine there, but you know, I just have to just wait until things are right as it relates to athletes like those, so that I'm able to, see how well they're performing. But just going to look forward to what is there on paper, the persons who have made themselves available, and I'm hoping that they will, put on some good performances for the spectators and themselves.
All right. So I guess perhaps the last thing that I want to touch on before we close out here this evening. So earlier, was it this week? Perhaps earlier this week, we heard, this little talk going around that Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, is going to be running at this meet. And, we were having the conversation and saying, for the queen of sprinting to be at this meet and she's not marketed, then, we were saying, just asking, ourselves some critical questions to pretty much say this is not going to happen because there's no way Shelly is going to be running and the Jamaican people are not being informed, explicitly. And so, do you believe Shelly will show up tomorrow for the the 100 meters? I don't know. I'm just going to put it out to you because I am saying, similar to how we have, Noah Lyles coming and they did all PR around Lyles and, other top athletes, unless there were something there, some negotiating going on in terms of trying to get, Shelly, but not too sure. But I was saying, that's not really something that we wanted to focus on because I was just asking the critical question. If Shelly is going to be running, why wouldn't the organizers, be promoting Shelly, for this event? So just want to hear from you if you think we will have that pleasant surprise of seeing Pocket Rockets tomorrow.
Well, I think it's lots of excitement surrounding, the fact that Shelly might go out there and run. But, to be honest, I think she will turn up based on her character and, based on past experiences. Watching Shelly, she has always been that, you know,
And was not planning to run there? I'm not
go
sure.
again?
I'm just trying to figure out what you're saying in terms of Shelly turning up.
Yes, I think she is going to turn up for the running tomorrow. That's what I'm
Why,
saying. Why
why
do
are
I
you
think
of that belief? Yeah.
because of her, ex, past experiences with Shelley. Shelley has normally, been straightforward, forthright with whatever she's doing. So if she has her name down there, then I'm expecting her to honor that based on, past.
Perhaps you're missing what I said. So I was saying that there were some talks that Shelly is going to run, but there isn't anything with her name on it. So let me make that clear. So I was just asking you the question if you believe that we might see a Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce tomorrow. So there is nothing from the meet organizers to say publicly that Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, we should expect her. So it's not as if her name was
Okay,
there
okay,
from
okay.
the get-go and she, said, yeah. So just to make that clear.
Yes, for sure. Well, if based on what I was saying earlier, you know, if her name is not there, then I won't expect her, to be honest. So based on her, you know, based on how she operated in the past, she has always been forthright. So if she was going to, perform, I would think that, she would indicate somewhere that this is where I will be. I'm not sure where that came from in terms of her running, but I don't see her just popping up and running tomorrow. That would be unlike for her in terms of based on my
I
understanding.
suspect that came from some post that I believe Usain Bolt did to say the queen of track and perhaps will be there. I'm not sure. Something to that effect. And so it was, I guess, speculated from that post on social media that, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce will be there and running. So I suspect that's where that all started. But I am saying if he's going to be there, why wouldn't the organizers, market her? Because you're thinking about the national stadium and, people they'll definitely want to see Shelly, running. So I would suspect that, they would do that aspect in terms of the marketing. Just saying.
I agree with you. It would be pointless not to have her there, and helping to market this, this event, just by putting Shelley's name on the paper and saying that she's going to turn up to perform, that would add such value to, to the meet organizers. So if she turns up and runs, like, I would be totally surprised.
Wonderful. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we close off this evening, Ruren?
Just want to thank everyone who has come out, commented, like, shared, and they have subscribed as well. And, just want to wish the athletes all the best. And hopefully we'll have a very enjoyable, you know, meet tomorrow.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ruren, for joining us. And thanks to all of you who hopped in and, shared in the chat, give us a like and perhaps subscribe. Really appreciate it. We want to be here tomorrow to share the excitement with you. So ensure that you turn on your post notification. All right, so tap that bell, select all, so that you do not miss any updates. So we want to be here to just share with you guys. So stick and stay with us. Blessings and love, and we will see you in the next live.